So for week 5, I went from red to green on the year, and I want to show you those results here in just a minute. But first, let's take a look at my positions and how they performed individually. All right, my first and best position is DraftKings. We can see here on the daily chart, we had nothing but strength. In the middle of the week, we had a big drawback on the S&P 500, and DraftKings responded. We can see the only red candle for the week is there, but it held the price level, and that's what we needed for a strong stock. When everything is going down and then a strong stock is holding its level, that's a good indicator. And it showed it later on at the end of the week, continued strength. That's exactly what we needed. And DraftKings is my number one winner, and we'll look at that here next. So what's going on with DraftKings here? I've got 100 shares that I own at $37.50. My break even is at $34.50. And I have a call that I'm selling at $39. I was able to move that up from $37.50 all the way up to $39. And that means everything between $37.50 is a capital gain for me. And at the same time, with this call that I'm selling, I'm collecting the premium that I need. And you might be asking, why the current price right here is at $41.50. Why am I still holding on to it if I've reached my max profit? This is only a screenshot of my current position. What my plan is to continue to roll this call until I can't collect enough premium. And then I just let it get assigned, and then I collect my money and I move on to the next opportunity. It could still be DraftKings, just in a different position. So Palantir pretty well held its levels throughout the week. We can see here in the highlights, we have some price movement, but it's really in a certain range. So we didn't see a whole lot of activity, but at the end of the week, we saw strength as well as with the rest of the market. Palantir has earnings coming up, so it's good to see that strength coming in through the weekend. We'll see what happens with Palantir on Monday. It's going to be a big day for them. So I've got a lot going on with Palantir right now. I currently own 400 shares with an average price of $18.53. I'm selling 4 calls for every 100 shares that I own. I have a call that I'm selling at $18, which was at $17.50. I adjusted that up. Again, I was able to do that because of the implied volatility with the earnings coming up. I was able to collect a premium and then bring it up 50 cents. And I'm selling 2 calls at $18. I have a $19 call that I'm selling as well. Currently, I'm in the red on Palantir, but still collecting the premiums, and we'll see what earnings has for us on Monday. All right, next we have SoFi. Man, SoFi had a big jump at the beginning of the week whenever earnings was released. Then it sold back off. Here's the good thing though. It held its original levels, which is a good sign. We see strength at the end of the week and overall light volume on this decline. So that's a good thing to see. We don't want to see strong volume on a downward price action. We want to see strength and moving up. So we'll see what next week has for us. Are we going to see strength? Are we going to see a continued base forming? We'll see. We know that it's range bound into this kind of long-term bull flag, this wedge pattern here. So I think we're going to be, price bound until we see a breakout from this bull flag. So with SoFi, I opened up a new position. It's an $8 put that I'm selling. And I was able to collect that or be able to open up that position because I collected enough premium and I had enough cash to be able to open up a position. Thankfully, SoFi is a lower price stock with options. So I was able to open a position there and collect 42 cents. So that's a new position open for me. I've got 200 shares that I currently own at $8.13. I'm selling 2 calls at $8 with a really good premium. And I've got 1 put that I'm selling at $9 as well that I've been rolling. So SoFi, even though the price has been kind of low lately, I'm still collecting a really good premium on it. All right, the last stock that I have here is AI. There's not been a whole lot of news on AI. It is range bound just like SoFi is, and it's been on a downward trend, a gentle downward trend with somewhat light volume. The price range is pretty steady and it's holding within that bull flag. So it's just a matter of time before we see some actual movement on this. We do have earnings coming up for a lot of these stocks in my position, so we'll see what happens overall. The market is very strong right now. It's up into new highs, not a whole lot of resistance, right? Are we going to see a pullback to a support level? Are we going to see continued highs next week? Time will tell. We'll see. All right, so you can see week 4 here. I had $15,598 in net liquidation. I had a premium of $69 and a total return for the week was negative 0.1%. Pretty well flat. We had some volatility, but overall it was flat. That put me year to date negative $425. Total premium collected was $576, and overall year to date negative 2.7%. My goal is to turn that into 50% return. You can see that I'm in the red, but let's look at week 5. So week 5 was much better. I was able to actually go from red to green. My net liquidation was $16,241. Premium collected was $278, and my return for the week was a whopping 4.12% from the previous week. Year to date, I have $218.11 in net liquidation gain. Premium collected overall year to date is $854, and my percent return for the year is 1.36%. It's great to see that number in the green. Now our goal is to get that to 50%. So I'm a new options trader learning to grow $16,000 into a 50% return. That's my challenge this year. If you want to join me in that journey, hit subscribe and follow along. My goal is to record that journey and give it to you, and then also show you what I've learned. Check out this video right here. It's the best video that YouTube decided for you to watch from me.